The real estate market is shifting yet again. So stay tuned while I walk you through the latest statistics on the Sarasota real estate market, the trends that are continuing to shift, and what we are seeing level out, and the opportunities that buyers and sellers currently have. Let's start by talking about what we saw in Sarasota County in July of 2025. The July 2025 housing market in Sarasota showed signs of going towards a balanced market. After that period of time where we had sharp inventory growth earlier in the year, now we're seeing that more balanced out and the inventory coming down. Single-family homes continue to show stability, with Sarasota showing strong year-over-year sales gains. Condos and townhomes continue to be under pressure and showed a double-digit decline. Let's start by looking at Sarasota County as a whole and what was happening in the key trends that we were seeing in July of 2025. So you can see here on this chart that in single family closed sales, we actually had an increase of 12%. That shows that homes are selling and the market is gaining strength. So if we look at median sale price, this also showed more stability in single family homes. As you can see in Sarasota, pricing actually held year over year, and this indicates a leveling of pricing. This is good overall for both buyers and sellers. Inventory actually has stabilized and even declined in the recent months. This is a sign of the market making a move past that sharp supply buildup that we saw earlier in 2025. And this trend is also heading into the second half of the year. And homes are taking a longer time to sell. The time has now exceeded 63 days, but don't let that scare you because things are selling. It's just you have to be patient waiting for the right buyer to come. And lastly, with the changes to the interest rates, experts are expecting a continued trend upward in the numbers for the rest of 2025. Another item that we're always watching is the active inventory levels, because this helps when I'm pricing homes, it helps when I'm making offers for buyers. And when you see 6 months of inventory, that indicates more of a balanced market. If you see that there's more than 6 months of inventory, that indicates a buyer's market. And then if there's less than 6 months, that indicates a seller's market. What we're seeing in this chart is 5.65 months of inventory that's available. That means we're under that 6-month mark. So we're now shifting from what was a buyer's market into more of a seller's market. And that's because of the decline in inventory. If we see that inventory rise back up, that might swing the pendulum again. But we're pretty balanced right now, and we'll have to see what the next couple months bring us. If you're currently an active buyer, it's important that we always look at trends in the specific area that you're interested in. In the numbers, they actually can vary from each area and specific neighborhoods. So we're seeing pockets of neighborhoods and homes that sell very quickly, and then we see homes that sit for a while and then sell. So it's important to look at that and know the areas that really well that you can make the best offer. So now let's take a closer look at the zip code 34240. Which is east of 75 in Sarasota. And you can see here from the median sold price of $725 in that area, we're seeing a little bit of an uptick as of July of 2025. And then if you look at sold to list price and the ratio, it's about a 1.2% difference from the list price to the sold price. So that's really good news as well. Again, talking about the leveling of the pricing. And then if you look at median days on market, it's 49 days. So that's actually under for this zip code than the other areas that we look at in general. When you look at median estimated property value, it's almost like watching the stock market trends. This is an indicator of, is it a good time to buy or sell? And right now we're seeing a leveling of the prices. There was very little change month over month. So this could indicate that we are actually at the bottom of the price correction that we were seeing at the beginning of this year. So stay tuned for what's about to happen. I think with the interest rate change and things like that, we're going to see an uptick in sales. Now let's take a finite look at the neighborhood of Artistry Sarasota. So you can see from this, just like we're seeing in Sarasota County as a whole, Artistry's active inventory has gone down. Over the last about 5 months or so, we were seeing an inventory around 18 to 20 homes for sale at any time. And now I'm currently seeing these 11 homes that are for sale. So we've dropped just like every other area. That's good for those of you who are on the market right now. We always take a look at the pending properties in a neighborhood when we're trying to get finite and look at what is pending, because right now with how the market has been changing, we need to look at current pendings and the price points there in order to put a contract together where a seller and a buyer can come together. So you can see here in Artistry that there are 4 homes that were pending. 3 of these homes were new home builds and 1 was a resale. And what I like to look at are, first of all, days to contract, which you can see here, it varies wildly. 1 stands out at 180 days and the rest are lower. Now that could be because that one was a new construction. And then we have price per square foot, and that also varies wildly from $224 per square foot all the way up to $481 per square foot. Last but not least, let's take a look at sold statistics in Artistry Sarasota. In the past 30 days, we've had 2 properties that have closed, and you can see here the price per square foot is, one is $348 and one is $375, and this is what our neighborhood has been averaging per square foot when sold. These are a little bit of the larger homes, and they tend to sell at a higher price per square foot. Now that we've taken a look at what was happening in July, here's what I was seeing and feeling in August of 2025. So savvy buyers are making moves while they still have many choices and they have opportunities to negotiate. I'm seeing that across the board. People that weren't making a move before have been making a move over this summer because they can take their time and look through the inventory and make a good decision as to which home they want to make the offer on. Sellers, if your home is move-in ready, it will sell. And this is what I'm seeing. And you will need to be patient because it is taking longer to find the right buyer, but it will come. So it's just a matter of being patient and giving it a little bit more time. The luxury market is also starting to see movement. So that's good news for Artistry because we are in that price point. And then interest rates have started to come down, so that always makes a difference. And then we've seen actually less cash buyers this year than we have in the historical market. We were seeing up to 80% cash in this market, and now we're around a 30% cash market here. So that's really interesting how that has fluctuated over the time. And if you're ready to put your home on the market, reach out. I would love to talk to you about the strategy for your home and how we can get it sold. So thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon.